Growing up, Graham made sure I stayed second. He was the family's trophy, valedictorian, MIT-bound, the son Mom bragged about. I was practical, sent to summer shifts at Fulmar Distribution while he stacked internships. The warehouse taught me what my family didn't value. I learned that logistics isn't math on a slide, it's heat, noise, and tiny mistakes that turn into six-figure losses. I watched bottlenecks form, saw how people routed around bad systems, and remembered everything. After college, Graham and his friends launched VectorFlow, an AI logistics startup. The irony was brutal. He built software for the world I knew by muscle memory. VectorFlow blew up anyway. At reunions, my parents talked about his contracts and valuation like it was weather. Graham patted my shoulder. "Still in steel-toe boots, Mara? Somebody has to keep the wheels turning." He never asked why I kept switching warehouses, or why I asked him pointed questions about his optimization. He couldn't imagine I was studying him. Those jobs were research. I built my own system, less flashy, more accurate, because it treated warehouses like living places, not diagrams. It boosted efficiency by more than 30%. I started consulting quietly. Clients multiplied, and some of Graham's biggest accounts drifted away without drama. I reinvested, kept my old Honda, and wore the same thrift store coat to family dinners. Being underestimated is camouflage. Thanksgiving arrived with Graham's new electric car humming in the driveway and his voice filling the house. The table tilted toward him. When my aunt asked, "How's the warehouse?" the pity was wrapped in a smile. "Steady," I said. I left early. Back in my apartment, I opened my laptop. 17 missed calls blinked from my portfolio manager, Elise Hart. Elise answered on the first ring. "Mara, VectorFlow's Q3 report landed today. It's bad." I sat at my kitchen table, the Thanksgiving laughter still in my ears. Reed telling me $10 million stakes weren't for warehouse girls. "How bad?" I asked. "Projections down 40%, cash burn up, a competitor shipped something that works beyond demos." She lowered her voice. "If we withdraw, VectorFlow hits restructuring within weeks." We. 3 layers of entities hid my name, but Elise knew who she worked for. "What are my choices?" "Feed it money and pray," she said. "Or liquidate, salvage what can be sold, and let Graham lose control." I pictured Graham's patronizing grin. "Liquidate," I said. "Full withdrawal, Monday morning." Silence. "That's $94 million. "I know, and block Reed's transfer. Freeze everything before he wires a cent." "Understood. Paperwork at 8. "Monday at 8:47, Graham called. I let it ring once, then answered on the second. "Mara," he panted. "Our lead investor pulled $94 million overnight. Lawyers are here. Do you know anyone who could replace that?" "I'm sorry," I said gently. "That's enormous." "You don't get it," he snapped. Then the bravado drained away. "Please don't tell Mom and Dad, not yet." "Of course." I hung up and watched my phone buzz itself tired. By Wednesday, tech blogs were feasting. Miracle startup, sudden collapse. By Friday, my CFO called with a clipped thrill. UPS, Amazon, and FedEx want to switch to us immediately. Combined, $67 million a year. "Take them," I said, "and put Jennifer on transitions." That night, Dad called. His voice had a cautious edge I'd never heard. "Mara, Graham found a name in the investor paperwork trail. Mara Vance. Does that mean anything to you?" "Vance is my name," I said, keeping my tone soft. "Mara Vance is on my driver's license, Dad. That doesn't make me a venture capitalist." He exhaled, relieved enough to laugh. "Right. I'm sorry. Your brother's unraveling." After we hung up, I called Elise. "Execute phase 2, I said. "Offer to buy the assets out of restructuring. Keep the warehouse staff." By Tuesday, Meridian, mine in everything but letterhead, filed to acquire VectorFlow's software, contracts, and key engineers. Mom invited me over for dinner, just us. When I walked in, Graham was already there, hollow-eyed, a man who'd watched his name slide off the building. He shoved a folder toward me. They traced Mara Vance's to this address. His voice shook. Tell me you didn't do this. I looked at my parents' faces, hope, fear, the old certainty that I was harmless, then set my warehouse badge on the table. I did it, I said. Not out of spite, out of math. Your product didn't work, Graham. You sold promises and called it genius. Dad's hands trembled as he reached for the badge. We were wrong, he whispered, and Mom finally nodded, crying silently. Reed's blocked 2 million came up like a cough. So did the jokes, the laughter, the way my silence had been mistaken for emptiness. I'm buying what's worth saving, I went on. Your people get paid. The clients get a system that runs. You get a choice. Join my operations team, learn the floor, or walk away. Graham's mouth opened, then closed. For the first time, he looked at me without a category ready. Outside, my Honda waited in the dark. I drove home, smiling. Not small, not loud, just finally seen.